sales is the most lucrative skill in the world, period. The problem is most sales advice out there today is outdated, cheesy, and can even keep you from getting the deals that can make all the difference in your career. This is the No BS Sales School, a podcast for entrepreneurs and salespeople who want to master the skill of selling without all the BS.
One of the first things I often have to do with clients when I take them on is break their heart. And you probably wonder what the hell I mean by that. But here's what I found, that when I first start working with folks, they've got all these deals in their pipeline, right? All these millions of things they're working on. It's a great full pipeline. And then I go through it with them and we realize that most of what's in their pipeline is shit and it's not going to close, right? They're trying to close it based on hope or something. And so we have to have strategies for how do we figure out what's real and what's not. And it's one thing to guess, because sometimes we guess, oh no, they're just working on it, or they've got this, or they've got that. And a lot of times you won't believe this, but salespeople lie to themselves and to their bosses because, for God's sake, I don't want to really face my real pipeline because it looks like shit, right? And they say, oh no, this is good. It's going to be good. So here's what I want you to do right now. If you have proposals out, if you have made proposals to people, and let's pretend you didn't have a date when they were supposed to. You guys didn't get a yes or no agreement at the very beginning, and they didn't tell you exactly when they're going to have it made, or maybe they did and you've missed that time now. But they keep saying, yeah, not yet, blah, blah, whatever, blah, blah, blah. And you're sitting there calling them going, hey, just checking in. Just call to see if you had any questions. Just call to see if we need to do that order. Well, just freaking stop doing that. Don't do that shit anymore. Stop checking in. Stop reaching out. Stop circling back. Don't do that shit. It does not help you. All it does is make you look desperate and pitiful. Here's what I want you to do before you give if you've got a proposal out and it's been out there and it's been a week or two longer than you expected to have an answer. A week, or let's call it 2 weeks. 2 weeks longer than you expected to have an answer. First thing I want you to do is use something called the 8-word email. The 8-word email. In the subject line, not in the body of the email, in the subject line, you write, are you still interested in a bulldozer, in a forklift, in insurance, in whatever? Are you still interested in commercial insurance? Question mark. Are you still interested in whatever, Yeti coolers, whatever the hell it is you sell, right? Are you still interested in IT services? And then in the body of the email, nothing except your signature block. The only message is in the RE line, right? In the regarding line. So just put, are you still interested in X, and press send, right? One of a couple things will happen. One, maybe they don't respond. But typically, you'll get a response 24 hours. It'll either be yes, and you say, great, let's talk. Or it's no. And then you can pick up the phone and say, okay, great, what happened? All right. Are you still interested? Now, let's pretend you send the famous 8-word email and you don't hear anything. And it's been, I don't know, a couple of days, 3-4 days. I want you to pick up the phone. Do not email this. Pick up the phone and call them. Chances are you'll get their voicemail. Even if you don't, message is the same, right? Get their voice message. You say, hey, Susan, hadn't heard back from you. I'm assuming you guys have gone a different direction. I'm going to go ahead and close your file. Look forward to our paths crossing again soon. Click. Don't need to be any more words than that. No more wordy. Just be direct. Kind voice. Hey, Susan, hadn't heard back from you guys about the proposal from last week. I'm assuming y'all went a different direction. No big deal. I'm going to close your file. I look forward to our paths crossing again. Click. Right? 15 seconds. Max. Here's the thing. We don't know what's happening in other people's lives. We got no freaking idea. right? We make up stories. Somebody doesn't call us back. We make up stories about all the evil, awful things they're doing and what kind of shitty people they are. And the reality is most of that shit is not true. We're making this stuff up, right? What's the problem if you leave a message like, hey, F you for not calling me back? I know you guys would never do that, but I've seen it. How dare you not call me back? You promised me blah, 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 blah. Or you leave 50 messages. Let's pretend you find out later on that they got diagnosed with cancer, or they got in a car accident, or something horrible's happened in their life, or they got fired. And meanwhile, you're some jackass hammering them. All right. Your nice voice message. Hey, John, Walker McKay. Hadn't heard back from you. I'm assuming you guys have gone a different direction. No big deal. I'm going to close your file. I'll look forward to our paths crossing again. Then if something shitty has happened to them, then you don't seem like a jackass. Then call you back and say, I'm so sorry I got cancer. I'm so sorry I got fired or whatever. So that's one way it's good. The other way it's good is if you leave that voice message, guess who just took back control? If you've sent if you have sent a proposal out and they've got it and they ain't calling you back, they've got control until you say, I'm going to close your file. And then all of a sudden you've got control back again. So either they'll call you back pretty quickly, usually within 24 hours and go, no, please don't close my file. Or they don't call you back. And then you know you got nothing and you're not the jackass who says, I'm going to call that son of a bitch until he calls me back. You ever been there? I've done it before. I'm embarrassed. I've done it long time ago for I knew what the hell I was doing. That's what we think is a good thing to do. It's moronic. Don't do that either. I'm Walker McKay with No BS Sales. Get the shit out of your pipeline. Know what's real and what's not. Check with people. Ask them if it's time to close the file.
Thanks for listening to the No BS Sales School podcast. If you haven't already, please take 1 minute to write a quick review for the show. It really does make a huge difference. Also, subscribe to the show and please forward this episode to somebody else who needs to hear it. As a bonus for listening, I'm going to give you access to a free mini course, 7 expensive sales mistakes you're making and what you can do about it. Go to www.7salesmistakes.com and get access to the free mini course. That's the number 7salesmistakes.com. Thanks again for listening to the No BS Sales School podcast.